Once there was a king called Shahryar who one night found his wife in the arms of a slave. The world darkened for him, and his soul grew sick, and he killed them both on the carpets of the bed.
From then on, every night, he marries, loves, and kills a virgin girl. And when she dies, anything of him that she might have inside also dies. And he will never be betrayed again.
Friend, trust not at all in women. Smile at their promising, for they loan or they love at the caprice of their parts. Filled to the mouth with deceit, they lavish a lying love, even while the very fringe trimming their silks is faithless. Say not, if I might love and yet escape the follies of loving, but rather only a miracle brings a man safe from love.
This has gone on for 3 long years.
Prince of Time, Shahryar.
Yes? Whom do you have for me tonight?
No one, my lord.
What?
The people are all one cry of horror. Many have fled with their remaining daughters. There are no more girls left to serve for this assault.
Have you no daughters, my noble wazir?
Prince of Time, commander...
Faithful servant, have you no daughters? 2, I believe.
Dunyazad is a little child.
Dunyazad and Scheherazade. 2 girls I've heard who in the matter of beauty, charm, brilliance, and perfection are unrivaled, except by each other.
It is true.
Bring me Scheherazade tonight, and tomorrow bring her shroud. And don't look so sad. You're about to be father of a queen, if only for one night.
My father,
Filled to the mouth
why
with
do you look so
deceit,
sad?
they lavish
No,
a
Father, that,
lying
as the
love.
poet says, you
Even
who
while
are
the very
sad, oh, be
fringe
comforted,
trimming
for nothing
their silks
endures.
is
And just as
faithful.
every joy vanishes away, so also
Love
vanishes
today,
every
tomorrow
sorrow.
will give way to madness.
Heart of my heart, I can delay it no longer. You
You
must marry our king and die, or let us leave everything we have and run into the desert.
By Allah, I will marry this king. I am filled to the mouth with stories, and I have a plan by which I will save the daughters of the Muslims. And Dunyazad will help.
Heart of my heart, my
Father,
daughter.
this is written in my destiny. Now bring me my wedding clothes and sing me on my way.
What is that noise?
Only my sister crying, Prince of Time. She's never spent the night alone.
Stop her, now.
Dunyazad, don't cry. Allah alone lives forever. I know. And someday, Dunyazad, in the morning or the afternoon or at night, we'll be together again. Don't cry. Don't cry.
What's she going on about?
Nothing.
I'll never sleep without your stories.
Nothing at all.
I'll never hear your stories again. I'll never hear of Allah al-Din, or the contest of generosity, or how the man
What's this?
Sister, your words are so sweet, gentle, pleasant to the taste.
Have mercy, she's just a little
Oh, I
child.
never sleep at night.
I never sleep.
Oh, sister, tell us one of your tales of marvel. Tell it now.
Gladly and as a duty, if the great and courteous king permits.
It is permitted.
Have you heard, O auspicious king, of the great and powerful Harun al-Rashid, Khalifa of Baghdad, a wise and generous ruler?
Harun al-Rashid, of course. What do you think?
Yes, well,
I heard of Harun al-Rashid? Is this all you have to say to me?
it is related that one night Harun al-Rashid felt weighed down by a heavy depression.
Brother and Vizier, my heart is heavy.
O King of Time, all joy and sorrow come from within, but sometimes outside shows can have an influence upon these humans. Have you made trial of any outside shows today?
I have taken up in my fingers and let fall all the jewels in my treasury, the emeralds, the rubies, the sapphires, but not one of them lifted my soul to pleasure. I've been to my harem and passed in review, the white and the brown, the copper-colored and the dark, but not one of them lifted my soul to gladness. I went to my stables, but not one of my countless horses could amuse me, yet the veil of the world is not yet lifted.
What do you say to a visit to the madhouse, my lord? To my way of thinking, the mad have a more subtle understanding than the sane. They behold differences and affinities which are hidden from common men, and are often visited by strange visions.
As Allah lives,
said Harun al-Rashid.
let us go at once.
They left the palace and made their way to the madhouse.
There has been a shortage of fresh lunatics lately, my lord. I attribute the falling off to a general deterioration of intellect in all the lost creatures. I am pleased to say that I can show you one madman, although I confess he does not seem so very mad to me.
Have you been shut away from madness?
As Allah lives, I am neither raving mad nor melancholy mad. I am neither an idiot nor a normally stupid person. But my adventures have been so singular that were they written with a needle in the corner of my eye, still they would serve as a lesson to the circumspect.
Well, our ears are open, and you have all of our attention.
I am a merchant, and the son of a merchant. Before I was thrown into this place, I had a shop in the market where I sold bracelets and other costly ornaments for women. At the beginning of this story, I was only 16 years old and already had a reputation for seriousness, honesty, and chastity. I never tried to make conversation with my women customers and only spoke the necessary words of purchase and sale. I practiced the precepts of the book and never lifted my eyes to any daughter of the faith. Other merchants held me up as an example to their sons, for I already knew to hold myself above desire, and I understood the proper place of women and the proper place of men. One day, as I was sitting reading my account book,
Is this the shop of the noble so-and-so?
it is,
And are you he?
I am.
I have something for you.
Well,
It comes from my mistress, and
you may approach me. You must know the reputation of my honor.
it comes from my mistress, and she waits the favor of an answer.
Love has filled my soul with wine and gold, the black scorpions of your hair. Come with me to the bath, beloved, and I will. What is this?
It's an ode.
A what?
An ode to you. It's from my mistress.
Who is this harlot who writes to me?
She waits the favor of an answer.
How dare this foul woman write to me? Carry this back to her. Carry this back to her daughter of 1,000 shameless whores. Carry this back to your foul mistress. Carry this back to that pimp's bastard, your mistress. This happened, my lords, when I was only 16 years old, and I tell it as an example of my virtue and purity at the time. But not to put Shaban with Ramadan, I must only say that as the months and years passed, I became a man, and I began to think that it was time for me to marry a wife in the sight of Allah. And I did marry. As Allah lives, I did so. One afternoon, as I was sitting reading my account book, I heard a commotion in the street. I looked up and saw a remarkable thing.
Young man, have you a choice of gold and silver ornaments?
Yes, mistress, I do.
Show me some ankle rings, if you will. Try them for me. What's the matter?
I'm sorry, mistress, but surely none of these will ever fit your ankle.
It doesn't matter. I will ask you to show me something else. Tell me, is it true then, as they say at home, that I have an elephant's legs?
The name of Allah be upon you and the perfection of your ankles. Gazelles would die of jealousy at the sight of them.
And yet you say your ankle rings will never fit.
Because they are too large and far too rough for ankles such as yours.
Oh, I had thought them quite otherwise. Now, show me some bracelets, if you will. I am weary today. Try them for me, please. Young man, what have you seen? I am maimed and web-fingered, am I not? I have the arms of a hippopotamus. Am I not?
The name of Allah be upon you and upon those white curves and upon that child's wrist. My smallest bracelets made for children will gape outrageously upon each slim transparency.
Then they were not right? Now, show me some gold necklaces and breastplates.
Cover them, Allah, veil them!
What? Will you not want me to try on the necklace and breastplates? It doesn't matter. I am rough and hairy, am I not? With breasts like a buffalo cow. Or is the other rumor correct, that I am all bone, dry like a saltfish, and flat as a carpenter's bench?
Name of Allah be upon you and upon the hidden beauty and upon the hidden fruit.
Were they fooling me then, when they said my hidden things were the ugliest in the world? Oh, never mind. And have you any belts? No! No! Try it for me, and Allah's name.
Mistress, I cannot fit.
I know. They say I am deformed with a double hump behind and a double hump in front, a horrible belly, and a back like a camel's. Is it not so?
Mistress, although this belt was made for an infant princess, it is too large for a waist which casts no shadow, for a waist which would fill the heart of a scribe with despair when he was making the letter S, for a waist which should wither the branch of a ban tree from sheer spite, for a waist which should shame the pride of a young peacock, for a waist which should burn a bamboo stem.
You surprise me, young man. They are not this complimentary about my waist at home. Perhaps you could find me some earrings and a gold frontlet for my hair. Oh, I see, young man. You were struck dumb by my ugliness. My own father, when I was born, ordered every mirror hidden from me. For pity. So I've been spared. I've never seen myself, but I know from many repetitions that my face is a hideous thing. A parchment pitted with smallpox, with a blind right eye and a weird left, a stinking mouth with broken teeth, and a pair of cropped ears. They say my skin is scabby, my hair is broken and frayed, and that the invisible horrors of my interior are not to be named.
The name of Allah be upon you, and your great beauty visible and invisible.
Then you do not find me a horror?
By Allah, no!
And you would not deceive me?
Never!
Alas, why does my father hate me so? For it is he who attributes all these horrors to my appearance. It is because of him that I have lived as he has named me. Horrible, unwanted, and unloved. But I am glad that you do not seem to think I am so. I do not believe my father wishes to deceive me. I imagine he must have a hallucination, which casts an ugliness upon all he sees, but whatever the reason, my father hates the sight of me so that he is ready to sell me to a merchant of slaves.
Who is your father?
The Sheikh al-Islam in person.
Rather than sell you, would he not let me marry you?
I appreciate your offer, young man. It is a great kindness, but you do not know what you are saying. My father is a scrupulous man, for he thinks his daughter a repulsive monster. He would not willingly wed her to such a one as you.
There must be some way.
Listen, you could do better than to try to ask for his consent. Tomorrow morning you will go and present yourself before my holy father, and after exchanging greetings and comments about the hotness and dryness of the day, he is certain to say,
"May Allah preserve your youth, my son, but my daughter is a creature altogether helpless. There is nothing to be done for her. She is crooked and hideous."
"But you must cry out, 'I am content! I am content!'" He will go on.
I thank you for that, my son, but my daughter is not for any strong and handsome youth. She is...
But you must cry out, 'I am content! I am content!'"
You force me to the pain of plain speech. If you were to marry my daughter, you'd be wedding the most horrible monster of our time.
"I am content."
But my poor boy, she is blind in one eye, her ears are cropped, she is lame and stinking, a dribbler, a pisser.
"I am content, I am content."
She is disgusting and vicious, snot-nosed and forever farting.
"I am content."
She is bearded and flag-bellied, she is short of an arm, has a club foot. Her mouth is one sieve of smallpox, her nose a mass of oily pimples, her mouth a cesspit, her teeth a wreck, her interior organs are one mutilation. She is bald and extremely scabby, she is a horror, an abomination of desolation.
"Spare yourself the task of description, for I will go on soliciting your daughter no matter what you find to say of her. I have a taste for horrors, my lord, when they are such as afflict your honorable daughter. I can only repeat, I am content, content, content."
If you wish to persist in this madness, I give you my slow consent. But you must sign a contract before witnesses saying that you accept your bride with all her faults, and that if you dare divorce her, you shall pay a ransom of 20,000 gold dinars.
I accepted these conditions and would have accepted 1,000 more. How is an obscure merchant to have won such happiness? Is it really true that I am to take my ease and rejoice with all that beauty? There was no celebration, no wedding feast, but I could not have been happier. I was counting down the moments until I could see my great beauty in all of perfection. I made myself ready, and at the first civil moment, I went bounding to my bride's bed. Oh, horror of horrors! May you never see such a sight! I saw the most repulsive, the most deformed, the most disgusting, the most repugnant, the most grotesque creature of a nightmare. She was worse than the description which that lovely and wicked girl had given of her. She was a monster of malformation, a rag so full of horror I could wretch describing her even now. I had willingly, eagerly, madly married a nauseating compendium of all disgusts which had ever entered into the imagination of the damned. The next morning, I fled that sorrowful place back to my shop. But no sooner was I there than I saw the maiden of love made perfect. The vision of desire who would cast me into hell come smiling towards me in the middle of all of her slaves.
Why have you stopped?
It is dawn, my lord.
But sister, if the king kills you now, he will never understand the madman.
Perhaps if I were to live another day. But I see from the window my father is already waiting with my shroud.
By Allah, he may wait another day.
May I not speak to him?
No.
The king pardons in judgment, raising some to office and lowering others, until the fall of day. But when the second night had come, she said,
And standing in the entrance to the shop, the woman said,
"May this be a day of benediction, O bridegroom. May Allah cast a crown upon your happiness. May joy abide with you. May joy abide with you and your new wife."
You cauldron of pitch, you come?
No, no more than you.
May Allah curse the hour of our meeting. May he damn the foul blackness of your soul. Why have you done this to me, you wanton whore? Why have you tricked me and destroyed my life?
What is all of this, sounding brass? Have you forgotten the ode I wrote and sent to you so many years ago, and your great virtue, and my poor little slave?
What?
Love has filled my soul with wine and gold, but I keep them for you. Who has put the black scorpions of your hair to feed upon my soul? Come with me to the path, beloved, and I will lie singing on your heart. Farewell.
Please don't go. In truth, I repent.
Too late.
I see clearly now how gross and foolish my conduct was towards you and your little slave, how vulgar and hypocritical, how full of stupid vanity and
Unfounded pride.
Please excuse me. It was so many years ago. Pardon me. This once, please.
I will pardon you this once, but you must promise never to do the like again.
Oh, mistress, oh, perfect love, I kneel in your protection and look for deliverance at your hands.
I have already thought of that. Seeing as I'm the one who taught you, it is only right that I should set you free.
But how? I've signed a contract.
Listen carefully and you will soon be free of that unfortunate girl. First, you must go to the citadel and call together all the acrobats, quacks, idiots, dancers, cymbals, rope walkers, tambourines, clarinets, and funny men you find there. Then, you will go to the house of Sheikh al-Islam.
I must say, I never expected my daughter to find such happiness.
She is happiness itself.
You see, her mother was frightened by a fire and delivered her before her time.
She was delivered in perfect time for me.
I really must say, I never expected. Wait, did you hear something?
No.
As I was saying.
In the name of your new man, I wish you prosperity.
Who are these people?
Oh, cousin, no, we will never, ever desert you.
You know these people?
And so you've made us your new home, so it ours as well. Forever and ever and ever.
Are you the son of a quack? Are these vile gypsies kin to you?
Because I loved your daughter and her honor, I cannot deny my birth and my family. Blood remembers blood. Now come on, let's do the family dance! The family dance!
Young man! Your marriage contract is illegal. You falsified your parentage.
The family dance! The family dance!
No! We will not do the family dance. You cannot remain in the house of Sheikh al-Islam. You cannot remain married to my daughter.
Oh no, but I have won your daughter and I will not divorce her for the whole kingdom of Iraq!
You shall divorce her.
But every hair on her head is more precious to me than 1,000 lives!
The family dance! Please! Protect my honor and Allah will surely protect yours.
By Allah! I will not remain in the home of one who does not love my family. Here in front of witnesses, I put away your daughter. I put her away 1, 2, 3 times.
And thus an end to this unfortunate business.
Shall we come together now, dear master?
At your home or in my shop?
Poor lad, don't you know that a woman has many preparations before such things can begin? We will meet at my house.
But my shop is large enough to hold the years. Then let us begin. I feel my wasted days clamor within me.
Before the fight, O soldier, let me hear if you know the name of your antagonist.
You're stopping now?
It is dawn, my lord, and my father has come with my shroud.
Let him wait another day. Tonight you will finish this story, and then die.
The king departed to sit in judgment, raising some to office and lowering others, until the fall of day. But when the third night had come, she said,
Before the fight, O soldier, let me hear that you know the name of your antagonist.
River of Grace?
No.
White Feather?
No.
Sweet Fleshy?
No.
Peeled Sesame?
No.
Basil of the Bridge?
No.
Wild Mule?
You are wrong. Have you learned nothing from your masters at school?
Nothing.
Then let me repeat the thing's rightful names. They are dumb starling, fat sheep, silent tongue, wordless eloquence, adjustable vice, sliding rule, mad shaker, great fighter, magnetic gulf, Jacob's well, little cradle, nest without eggs, bird without feathers, cat without whiskers, dog without stain, silent sheep, silent chicken, and rabbit without ears.
Where shall I begin?
Wherever you like.
Then I say to the child of my inheritance, feed the starling.
Allah increase you, Allah increase you.
Bow to the sweet fat sheep.
Allah increase you, Allah increase you.
Speak to the silent tongue.
Allah increase you, Allah increase you.
Now, tame the savage spider's bite.
A right drink of delight.
Now, eat the bird without feathers.
Now I'm one for all weathers.
Now, give corn to the dumb chick.
Oh, benediction, oh, benedict.
Now, sing to the rabbit without an ear, who's fallen fast asleep, I hear.
I hear.
Life and love lived, love and life for 30 days and nights, my lord. Until a giddiness came over me, and I
dared to say, I don't know what has come over me, my saint, but I cannot do it again today.
But the 12th time is the most important. The first 11 don't count!
Yet it is impossible, impossible!
Then you must have rest, my poor. You must have rest.
When I heard those words, I lay down, fainted clear away. And I woke up in these chains, fastened to the wall of this madhouse. I asked the chief of keys, why am I here?
You must have rest. The young woman said.
He must have rest.
Even if you had been chained away here for madness, I would have freed you for the sake of that story. Now, young lady, I know the trouble that was between you two in the past, but I take it upon myself that such a thing shall never happen again. The lad is well rested and ready for anything.
I hear and I obey. I am prepared to live with him again.
Thank you, my child. You lifted a great weight from my heart.
They lived together in all delight and the practice of every virtue, knowing days each more admirable than the last and the nights whiter than the days. Until they were visited by the destroyer of joy, the separator of friends, and died. But glory be to he the living who dies not, who rules over the visible and invisible world.
By Allah, I will remember that story.
My king, it is early yet.
What of it?
Let me make the darkness gentle for you. There'll be time to kill me with the morning.
Tell me, do you know of any moral anecdotes?
Moral anecdotes, O auspicious king, are the tales of which I know the best. I could tell you one, or two, or three from the perfumed garden.
Begin quickly, for a great weariness weighs heavy upon my soul tonight, and I doubt whether your head is safe upon your shoulders.
Then listen, but first I must warn you that though these anecdotes are very moral, they may seem licentious or lewd to those with gross or narrow minds.
Do not let that stop you. But if you think these tales are unfit for the little one who listens, I do not know very well why. Among the carpets at her feet, send her away at once.
I think she should be allowed to stay, for to the pure and clean all is pure and clean, and there is nothing shameful of speaking which lies below our waist.
Begin at once.
It is related that there was a certain jester that lived at the court of Harun al-Rashid.
So I said to Santa Claus, Prancer, I hardly know her.
You are a bachelor, are you not?
Yeah?
Yes, well, I have conceived a keen desire to see you married.
King of time, I pray you, spare me that felicity. I'm a bachelor through fear of the sex. I have abstained so that it may never happen upon some debauched, adulterous, whoring woman. I pray you think of all the false and ignoble qualities of my life, and as a punishment for them, deny me the blessing of matrimony.
Yes, well, I can't help your feelings. Today, you must be married.
It's just that
Today.
All right.
For half a year, or maybe 7 months, the jester lived at peace with his new bride, a beautiful and modest-seeming girl. But after that happened that which was fated to happen, for no man can escape his destiny.
I've been invited to go out into the gardens this afternoon and take in the good air with my friends.
Oh, no!
If you need anything, you will know where to send.
If you take delight in the gardens, it will be an equal delight for me.
Farewell.
Farewell, my sweet.
Farewell.
Farewell, my love.
Farewell.
Praise Allah, I've gotten rid of that wild pig for one afternoon. Now I shall send for my heart's delight. Who could that be? Not that dog the husband back again, I hope. Oh, my pastry cook. You are earlier than usual.
I am. When I prepared my dough and rolled it and leavened it and stuffed it with almonds and pistachios, I noticed it was too early for customers to be dropping by. So I said to myself, shake the flour from your clothes, my friend, and go rejoice a little with your sweet. The dough is rising! The dough is rising! Who could that be?
I don't know. Go hide yourself in the privy while I see. Oh, my green grocer. You are too soon.
That's right. But as I was in my kitchen garden this morning, I thought to myself, you had better take your fresh vegetables, your heroic cucumber, your exceptional pumpkin, and your embarrassing butternuts to your sweets, for they will rejoice her.
Climb my vine, reap and sow.
Who's there?
I don't know. Go hide in the privy while I see.
Who are you? Why are you here?
I've been doing what you've been doing, and I'm in here for the same reason as yourself.
Oh, my butcher.
My sweet meat.
You are too soon.
When I finished slaughtering all my sheep for the day, I thought, you'd better bring your sweet this sheepskin. It'll make a soft carpet for her head, and she'll start her morning off well for you. Bleat for me.
Ah!
Who's that?
I don't know. Take your sheepskin and hide in the privy. Oh, my clarinet player. You are a little too soon.
When I went to my rehearsal, no other players had come, so I determined to wait in the dwelling of my suite. Come here, my little piccolo. We seem to be a little flat tonight, just a little flat. Come now, let's moisten our reeds. Who's that?
Allah alone knows. Perhaps it is my husband. Hide in the privy.
Give me an infusion of anise and fennel, my good wife. Things are moving. Things are moving. I couldn't stay at the gardens much longer. I had to come home to relieve my...
The jester realized at once the exact nature of his predicament. But what if these four lovers should turn on him and kill him to hide their crime? He decided to try a trick.
Oh, sacred messengers of Allah, I know you. I recognize you well. You who are so white and flowery might be mistaken as a pastry cook by the profane, but you are without doubt the holy patriarch Job, the Osiris. And you, O saint with the box of excellent vegetables, must be the great Kidir, who guards every orchard and clothes every tree with the green diadem. And you with the lion skin are surely Cleopatra, queen of the Nile. And you, O glorious angel with the heavenly horn, are certainly Israfil, who shall summon us on the last day.
You are not mistaken, O man. We are even as you have named us. We have come to earth through your privy as we wish to enter your home and reward you for your great virtue.
We could find no other chamber open to the sky.
Since you have done me the honor of this great visit, O illustrious saints, will you give me one wish?
Speak!
Come with me to the palace of Harun al-Rashid. You will be greatly obliged when I introduce four such famous visitors to him.
We shall grant you that particular grace.
Oh, my lord, allow me to present to you four sacred personages. Our Lord Job, our Lord Kidir, Cleopatra, Queen of the Nile, and the angel Israfil, who shall announce the last judgment. I found them in my privy, my good lord, and they owe the great honor of their visit to the saintly qualities of the wife whom you so generously gave to me.
Have you gone mad? Are you trying to kill me?
I only tell you what I've seen.
Can't you see that the prophet Job is a pastry cook? The prophet Kidir is a greengrocer. The queen of the Nile is a butcher. And the angel Israfil is my first clarinet, the master of my music.
I only tell you what I've seen.
Sons and daughters of 1,000 shameless horns. Tell me the truth. You are the lover of that wife of his.
Die,
your mean dogs! O father of wisdom, I grant you your divorce. A curse on all women. You lovers shall have your eggs torn from you. Never have I heard such an absurd story in all of my life. Guards!
But, quick as lightning, the pastry cook came forward, kissed the ground, and said,
O most auspicious king, if I tell you a story more wonderful still than the story of our adventures in the house of this honorable man, perhaps you may see a way clear to sparing my eggs?
And the great and honorable Harun al-Rashid said,
It is permitted.
and the pastry cook began the story of the dream.
It is related, but alive, all wise and all knowing, that one night in Baghdad a poor man lay down to rest, while some had fine carpets, and others had fine palaces and fine pillows for their heads. He had just a bare floor in his little hut at the end of a cobbled street lined with palm trees, in a gray stone courtyard containing a dry and cracked little fountain with a design of birds upon it. All of us are equal in our sleep, and in our sleep all of us may speak to God and hear our destinies revealed. This night the poor man lay down with a heavy heart, and a man came to him in a dream.
My poor man, know that your fortune lies far away in Cairo. Go and seek it there.
Your fortune lies far away in Cairo. Go and seek it there.
The very next morning, the man set out for Cairo, and after many weeks and much hardship, he arrived in that city.
Night fell. He could not afford to stay at an inn, so he lay down to sleep in the courtyard of a mosque.
That night, robbers entered the mosque, and from there broke into the adjoining house.
Awakened by the noise, the owners raised the alarm and called for help.
The police arrived, found the poor man from Baghdad, beat him, and threw him into jail.
3 days later, the chief of police ordered his men to bring the poor man before him.
Where do you come from?
I come from Baghdad.
And what brought you to Cairo?
A man came to me in a dream saying, My poor man, Your fortune lies far away in Cairo. Go and seek it there. But when I came to Cairo, the fortune I was promised showed itself to be the beating your men so generously gave to me.
What a fool to believe in dreams. Know this, I too have heard a voice in my sleep, not once, but 3 times. It said,
Go to Baghdad and find a little hut at the end of a cobbled street lined with palm trees, and a gray stone courtyard containing a dry and cracked little fountain with a sign of birds upon it. Under that old fountain, a great sum of money lies buried. Go there and dig it up.
But did I go? Of course not. Yet fool that you are, you have come all the way to Cairo on the strength of one idle dream. Here, take this. It'll help you on your way back to your own country.
The man recognized at once that the house and garden described in the dream of the chief of police were his own. He took the money and set out promptly on his homeward journey.
Go back to Baghdad, city of peace and poets. Your fortune is in the garden of your home.
As soon as he reached home, he went into the garden, dug beneath the fountain, and uncovered a great treasure.
Your fortune is in the garden of your home.
And thus the words of the dream were wondrously fulfilled.
Your fortune is in the garden of your home, and it speaks to you in dreams.
That was an excellent tale indeed, pastry cook, if it is true. But whether it is true or not, I pardon you.
With that, the butcher came forward, kissed the ground, and said,
Most excellent king, grant me the same favor as my colleague, the pastry cook, and I will tell you an even fairer tale, a tale which may inspire you to generous deeds.
It is permitted.
And the butcher began the tale of the contest of generosity.
It is related, but Allah is all wise and all knowing, that there was in the city of Baghdad a boy and a girl who loved each other from infancy.
Cool is the night in the Rawa Valley, where the rivers give and the breezes carry. It's ringed with flowers where we'll marry. When evening comes, the moon will yield silver to work in the carpets of her field. And every single night we'll sing 8, 9, 10.
Cool is the night in the Rawa Valley, where the rivers give and the breezes carry. It's spring with flowers where we'll marry. When evening comes, the moon will yield silver to work in the carpets of her field. And every single night we'll sing 11, 12, 13.
Cool is the night in the Rawa Valley, where the rivers give and the breezes carry. It's spring with flowers where we'll marry. When evening comes, the moon will yield silver to work in the carpets of her fields.
And every single night we'll sing 14, 15, 16.
But as they grew, the fortune of the boy's family rose, while that of the girl's fell.
Beloved cousin, have you heard? My father and mother are forced to marry me to a sheik that I've never seen. Beloved, had you heard?
No.
I must leave tonight.
You must go now. It's growing dark.
What do you mean? It's midday. Can't you see the sun?
No, it's growing dark.
What do you see?
Nothing. The sun wakes in your eyes, the moon sleeps in the hollow of your throat. I heard you're going, and I'm growing blind from grief.
Say what's in your heart.
A desert.
And so she said, as the poet says,
when you passed on by my tent door, I said goodbye to all the world, forgetting how to love forevermore. When you passed on, if you come back the way you
wrists with copper bangles, lake hair lying in black angles. Dreams are pictures in the book of sleep, and no more mine, and no more mine forever.
Surely my new bride weeps as young girls do, because she has left her mother. Happily, this does not last long. A kind word will cure her.
Oh, light of my soul, why do you destroy the beauty of your eyes? Dear girl, if you're crying for your mother, say so, and I will fetch her to you instantly. If you're crying for your father, or one of your sisters, or your nurse, or maybe some pet animal, such as a cat, a gazelle, or a rooster, tell me, and you shall no longer be separated from your desire. Is it the house itself for which you weep? The house where you were young? I'll take you there at once.
My lord, I do not weep for my mother, my father, my sister, my nurse, or my pets, and I beg that you not insist that I tell you the reason.
Fairest girl on earth, then I know what it is. You cry because I'm repugnant to you.
No, by Allah, I have no aversion to you. Something else.
What then?
My grief and tears are for a dear one of my house, a cousin whom I love, a cousin whom I grew up with, who loves me and whom I love. Oh, master, love's roots are in the heart, and if love is torn away, then the heart is torn away also.
The sheik lowered his head and reflected for an hour.
Dear mistress, the law of Allah and his prophet, upon whom be prayer and peace, forbids one believer to snatch even a mouthful of bread from another by force. How then could I snatch away your heart? Rise up, my bride of a minute, and go with my full consent to your cousin. Give yourself to him, and return here in the morning before the servants are awake. From now on, this is how we shall live. You are as my daughter.
Blessing be upon you.
She left that good man's house, glowing in the night in her happiness and her wedding jewels. But she had barely gone 20 paces when...
By Allah! My lucky night. Nothing for 6 weeks and now a wedding guest and all her jewels? Give me all your jewels or I'll smash you into the earth. As Allah lives, you are the richest jewel of them all. I'll have you whole. Dear mistress, I will not hurt you if you are complacent, and I can promise you a most blessed night if you come with me.
Oh no!
I swear, I will neither harm you nor rob you if you come with me freely, but you must stop that crying.
Just when everything was going so well.
What's that you say?
Just when everything was going so well, and I was going to the home of the one I love.
What wedding were you at?
My own. My father and mother were forced to marry me to a sheik that I'd never seen, but I've loved my cousin since infancy. And when I explained this to the sheik, the good man let me go.
He let you go?
Yes.
He did that.
Yes, he told me to consummate a marriage with my cousin and return to his house as his daughter.
He let you go. Just like that.
Yes, and now I've fallen into your hands. And a thief is not like a sheik. Do with me as you will.
Where does he live, this cousin whom you love?
In a room, on a garden, in such and such a house, on such and such a street.
Dear mistress, no one shall ever accuse a man of my profession of interfering with the course of true love. I will take you to your cousin's house, for you might fall in with some vile thief if you were to go alone. The wind is for all, the flute is for one, and that one is not I.
So saying, he took the girl by the hand and escorted her, as if she were a queen.
By Allah, I can see. Whose hands are these? her speak, and the voice is mine.
Your cousin.
Cousin, what have you done? How have you?
She explained to him all of her adventures on this strange night. But nothing would be gained by repeating it in this place.
What a great man, this Sheik. Great deeds inspire greater deeds.
Cousin, there's only one thing we can do. I must return you to this saint, untouched.
What?
Cousin, do you agree?
Well, in the face of such virtue, what else can we do?
Children, don't tell me why you are here. I have already guessed. But you must know this. When a believer has claimed his wife to be the daughter of his own flesh and blood, no power can give lie to his words. You owe me nothing, my children. I'm in bondage to my oath.
So saying, that good man gave his house and all of his goods to the two of them, and went to live in another city.
Now, Prince of Time, let us stop and consider, who was the most generous? The lover? The thief? Or the husband?
They're all idiots.
Then let us decide for ourselves!
Edifying tale indeed, butcher. I do pardon you.
With that, the greengrocer came forward, kissed the ground, and said, No disrespect to my colleagues, the pastry cook and the butcher, but I too have a tale concerning a Kurd and a Persian that may delight your honorable majesty.
It's permitted.
And the greengrocer began the tale of the wonderful bat.
One day, in the marketplace of Baghdad, someone let fall a little bag and walked on without noticing.
What are you doing trying to walk off with that bag as though it's belonged to you ever since you were born?
Oh, Musulman, save my goods from this wretched unbeliever who wishes to make off with my bag.
My bag is known and well known. It is universally acknowledged to be my bag.
Hold on here. Who is the plaintiff and who the defendant?
May
Allah increase the power of our Qadi and judge. This bag is my bag. I lost it and found it again in the street today.
When did you lose it?
I lost it last night, and I've not slept for thinking of it.
May Allah lift up and honor our master, the Qadi. I lost that bag 2 weeks ago and haven't been able to sleep for thinking of it since.
Well, the truth can be uncovered soon enough. Whoever is the true owner of the bag shall best be able to describe its contents. Each of you, give a list. Whoever's list is close to the true inventory of the contents shall own the bag and everything in it.
Qadi, may I just say that in my bag, there is merely some matches, some candle wax, a candle, a candlestick, a wrench, a lead pipe, a dagger, a revolver, and
row. There is also a kangaroo and its little Joey, a bear, a rabbit, and whatever a tiger is. There also happens to be a multi-level marketing scheme spanning generations. There are chairs to be sat in, chairs to stand on, chairs you should never stand on in case they collapse underneath you, a series of hats and wallets galore, wallets filled with nothing and wallets filled with everything. $100 bills, fake $100 bills. There are gadgets and gizmos aplenty, who's-its and what's-its galore. Thingamabobs, there might be 20. But who cares? No big deal. There are merely some window panes and windows, stained glass windows of many different denominational churches and synagogues. There are many different types of fire and water and air and earth elements. There's a lot of dirt in that bag, just plain old dirt. And also an assembly of Kurds of my own kind, ready to testify that that bag is my bag.
Connie, may I say that in my bag, there is just, 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a-leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming in the lake, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge and a partridge. There is a pyramid of Giza, a pyramid of Bass Pro Shop. That is, in fact, a real thing. The band Weezer. And, in addition to that, cubes of glass, cubes of silver, cubes of gold, and a cylinder of leaves, packed so tightly because there are so many of them that I fit into this bag. Mary Poppins' bag, Hermione Granger's intimate bag, of which hold contents indescribable to me. And finger snaps, the sound of finger snaps, solidified and personified and put into that bag, mystical wonders of all kind, the cosmos itself, and 2 witnesses and a Kadi ready to bear witness that that bag belongs to me.
In addition to the things I have already listed, in my bag, there happens to be a dog that goes wolf, a cat that goes meow, a bird that goes tweet, and a mouse that goes squeak, a cow that goes moo, a frog that goes croak, and an elephant that goes toot. There is a duck say quack, fish go blub, and seals that go ow, 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 and one sound that no one knows. The fox, what does it say? There are chests of many size, palaces galore, from every single different Disney princess. There is the entire underwater kingdom of Atlantica, with mermaids and squids and sharks, and oh my goodness, there are lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! There happens to be 2 gangsters who swear that they are pastry chefs. They're pastry chefs. They cross their hearts, they're pastry chefs. And Aldalfo, his name, it is Aldalfo! You must know his name. Now, along with all of those things, there are universities and palaces, more palaces than you could ever imagine, because there are multiple planets inside that bag. There is Mars and Jupiter and Venus and Uranus and Pluto, which is a planet. There are feet just separate from the body in the bag. And also a coffin and a shroud and a razor for the beard of the Kadi if he does not recognize that this bag is my bag.
By Allah! Either you 2 are rascals mocking at the law and its representatives, or this bag is a bottomless abyss, or the valley of the day of judgment itself. Let's see what's in the bag.
A little orange rind and some olive stones.
Okay, it's yours.
You can have it! You can have it! Throw back.
That is possibly the single most absurd story I have ever heard.
That is the most absurd story I've heard as well. That bag is barely the size of your head. Who could believe such a small space could contain a Bass Pro Pyramid? Whatever that guy's name was, I don't remember. So there was a couple of weapons, but the wrench stood out to me.
Well, in our heads, my lord, we contain all the images of the universe.
Impossible. The band Weezer? I should kill someone for saying that to the band. So go on. What is your next tale? I hope it is more reasonable, or you shall soon lose your own wonderful bed.
Harun al-Rashid said,
That is possibly the single most absurd story I have ever heard. I pardon you, greengrocer.
With that, the clarinetist came forward, kissed the ground, and said,
Oh, Prince of Time, I have an even more absurd story, if you will hear it.
It is permitted.
Perhaps you have heard, Harun al-Rashid, of the noble but most unfortunate Abu al-Hassan and his historic indiscretion at his own wedding?
No.
Perhaps then. There was once a great merchant, Abu al-Hassan, who in his middle years decided to find a wife. And so,
As they say, a glad wife is like a golden almanac. Rose-scented leaves are delicately poising back. Letting see the deadly breeze of benediction carries. So rise up, just sing
with that, the lovely young wife took her seventh and last tour of the room. Abu al-Hassan came forward with a slow and dignified step into the chamber. And to prove that he was a man of gravity and great manners, he went to receive the wishes of the old women. But at that moment, with a belly full of heavy meat and drinks, he did something he did not mean to do. May Allah preserve us all from doing the same.
It's such a great wedding, you know. Yes, decorator, great job.
Excuse me.
Oh, what enormous farce! Should have eaten those chickpeas. That is my heart. Should have eaten those chickpeas. Come on down to your office. Get out of town as fast as you can. Get on a horse while you can. Should have eaten those chickpeas.
prospered, but I long for my native homeland. For as the poet says,
the Ganges, silver river men went first. How can an Egyptian save his native Egyptian thirst? Save in the smile of the mild Nile, save in the smile of the mild Nile.
I can resist the solicitations of my soul no longer. I must return home.
With that, he packed his bags and went to travel over the treacherous mountains, full of lions, snakes, and ghouls. Until he reached a hill that overlooked his native land. His heart swelled at the sight.
Ah, how beautiful is my native land! No doubt I'm assumed, dead and long forgotten. I shall travel the streets in disguise, lest my poor old father see me unexpectedly and the shock prove too much for him.
Mother, what day was I born?
Why, you were born on the 12th day of Ramadan.
And what day was I born?
Why, you were born 2 weeks after the great sandstorm. And, Mother, what day was I born?
Oh, why, you were born in the year and on the day that Abu al-Hassan let out his fart.
My fart has become a date on the calendar? It shall live as long as there are palm trees.
With that, he fled, and he did not cease his flight until he was back in India, where he would live in the bitterness of his exile until his death.
Allah pity him!
Intermission!